Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for our upper body workout. So we're going to be working through the shoulders, to the arms. Obviously we're always using our core with everything we do. We'll do a little bit of legs, but the focus is the upper body today. So we're going to be using some small hand weights. If you don't have any of those, then you can grab some tins of beans or something from the cupboard, that's fine, or you can do the workout without. I've also got a softball. If you don't have a softball, you can grab just a cushion, something to pop between the tops of the thighs. All right, so we're just thinking about bringing those feet into parallel lines as much as you can. That works for your body. And then just thinking about softening through the knees, nice neutral pelvis, opening through the collarbones, drawing those shoulder blades together and down towards the back pockets. And then we're taking a tuck of the chin here, lengthening through the back of the neck. Just taking a couple of breaths here before we start. So inhaling through the nose, expanding the lungs, and then on the exhale, drawing the core in to meet the spine. Inhaling again through the nose, and as we exhale out through the mouth, we're just going to squeeze onto that ball a little and lift that pelvic floor like a net underneath us. Once more, then inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking a breath there and tucking the chin, we're going to come into a little roll down. So keep that core engaged as you release through the head, neck and shoulders, rolling down. Touching your toes if you're lucky enough to be able to, or your shins if that's where you are today. We're going to take the weights or the tin cans, or not at all, bend at the knees, engage the core, slowly restack the spine. Coming up to stand now. We've done a little bit of rolling for that upper back. Taking a breath here and then slowly heading over to the other side. Allow this hand to move down towards the knee. Fix from the waist and then roll forwards, and we're restacking the spine from there. Taking a breath in at the top, exhaling over to the other side. Inhaling to fold forwards from the tummy button and restack. So just allow those weights to pull your upper body down. Exhale across, little bend for the back, stretch for the side waist, over we go, and then a nice little bit of movement for the spine, a bit of flexion for it. Taking a breath, rolling up, fantastic. Floating the arms in front of you, taking a breath, exhaling to open out to one side, holding your gaze on your fingertips, exhaling to bring it back, taking a breath, exhale to open, take a breath at the back while you watch your hand, exhale to bring it round to the front again. And we're going once more to either side. You'll notice that if you've got some weights in your hands, this is going to put a little bit of extra load through the core. That's fine. We want to wake that core up. Just make sure it doesn't feel too naggy in the lower back. If it does, just pop the weights down for this. Lovely. Coming back, floating those arms down, roll those shoulders. Try and make sure those shoulders are nice and relaxed in what we're doing today. And then we're going to come into our waiter position. So we've got palms face up, elbows tucked in at the waist. Exhale to open, inhale to close. So it's like we're offering 2 plates of food, or a waiter offering 2 plates of food. So we've got our core engaged to protect our lower back, make sure those ribs don't flare. Open out, draw the shoulder blades together and back in. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Now we're going to add our Cleopatra to this. So we open into the waiter and then we go long, palms facing the floor. And then we're rotating them back, drawing the elbows in and hands in front. So exhale to open and lengthen. Inhale, palms up, draw those elbows in, palms to the front. Exhale, open. Inhale, return. Lovely, one more like that. And we're going to stop here and just take some arm circles. So with the arms out long, trying to avoid our body flicking forwards and back as we take those circles. So really use that core to provide that stability. Now we're going to take those arm circles in the other direction, just little ones, relaxing through the shoulders so they're not tensing up around your ears. We're here for 3, 2, 1, palms face up, elbows retract, round to the front and release. Just roll those shoulders. Okay, now we're going to take out the ball and just come into a little bit of a warm up for the legs and the arms. So we're going to come down into a squat, so the bottom goes backwards, knees are tracking over the middle toe, and we're going to come into some flies here. So we're keeping that pelvis in neutral, our gaze is just down and a little bit ahead of us. Exhale, lift those arms, inhale, return. We're here for 3, 2, and 1, and then pushing back through the heels to stand up. Give those legs a little wobble and wiggle, and we go again. Down into our squat, and this time we're drawing up like we're picking up 2 suitcases, keeping those shoulders relaxed again. Think about drawing those shoulder blades together. We're here for 3, 2, 1, pushing through the heels, coming to stand, little wiggle through the legs. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to roll down into a push-up now. Let's place the weights just by the side. Come to the end of your mat. So we're going to take this in stages. We're going to start with our box push-up. We're going to extend into a half push-up, and then we're going to see if we want to put the icing, cherry on the cake, and try a full push-up. What I'd like you to do is listen to your body and where you're at today. Try the different levels if you'd like. If it's too, if something doesn't feel right, the wrists, the knees, whatever that is, bring yourself back to the one before and just keep going on that, okay? There's always time to push forward into those other layers when your body is ready. So taking a breath then, exhale to tuck the chin, come through a roll down. If roll down isn't your thing, you can take more of a lunge approach to get to the mat, just walking our hands out, bringing the knees down. We'll probably use a lunge in one of the other videos. Okay, so we're coming to our 4-point kneeling position. Hips are over knees, wrists are underneath shoulders a little bit further forward to reduce the range of the angle at the wrist, basically, less pressure on it. So we're here in our 4-point kneeling position. This is where we're going to do our box push-up. So effectively what's going to happen is the whole body is still. The only thing that's going to move is that we're going to bend the elbows, and that will reduce the angle at the wrist. Then we're going to push through those hands, elbows straighten, come back up. Inhale down, exhale, push back up. 2 things to note here are the angle, mainly the angle at your elbows. We want to think about them being, if camera was underneath me, instead of the elbows being here by your sides, and instead of the elbows being there out at 90 degrees, we want to situate those elbows roughly at 45 degrees. Sorry, having trouble adjusting my elbows to suit the camera. Okay, so we're at 45 degrees. That's the sort of angle that we want to get to achieve the nice balance between working the triceps and also working through those bigger muscles of the bicep. Okay, so from here, taking our position, making sure those hips are over knees. Inhale, nose to mat, exhale, pressing back up. What we're not doing is moving our hips back, coming into more of a shell stretch. Everything remains still apart from those elbows and wrists. Okay, now if you're not able to come all the way down to the mat, that's fine. Just come as far as you feel you can control and push back up. Okay? All that we want to do from this is to make sure we're beginning to tire those arms out. So if what you're doing is tiring them out, then keep doing that. That's fab. Inhaling down, exhale to push back up. Let's do one more. Inhale down, exhale to push back up. Fabulous. Just tuck the toes under, sit back on your heels, give those wrists a little circle one way then the other, and then we're going to progress into our half plank. So situate yourself rather further back on the mat, and then take your arms a little bit further forward, so walk them out. Then we're going to cross the ankles, and we're going to bring the whole body forwards and flatten out that pelvis, so it's going to come down. Okay, so the movement is forwards and then bringing that bottom down. So then we've got shoulders just a little bit further back from the wrists again. We're going to pick up those feet, and we're really holding that core in now. Okay, so you should feel that lovely strong position. If it feels too much just getting into this, then go back to the box push-ups and carry on with those. Okay, so we're inhaling down, exhaling back up, inhaling down, exhaling back up. Same deal for the arms. We're trying to get them at 45 degrees. And same again for the depth, how far you're going down. If it feels like too much to go all the way, just do half or a third, wherever you feel you can keep to. And we'll do one more. Then we bring ourselves out of that. Give those wrists a swirl. One thing just to think about with that one again, and when we come into the plank, is about where your hips are, because what they'll want to do is pull back into more of a box shape so that it doesn't feel so effortful. So just keep an eye on where those hips are. Try and keep them in alignment so you are in a plank or a half plank shape. All right, so let's come down into 4-point kneeling again, and we're going to set up ready for a plank. If you're staying on half plank or box, that's fab. If you're coming to meet me in plank, take a bit of a longer stretch forward with those arms, with those fingertips. Tuck the toes under. On an exhale, you're hovering, pushing that body forwards, and then you can adjust to bring yourself into the shape that you feel is the right one for you for the plank. So we've got a nice straight line between heel and shoulder. We're taking a breath here, inhaling to come down, exhaling to push back up. Inhaling down, exhale to push back up. Now I find these very, very challenging. So if you want to do halves, that's fine with me. We'll try one more. And then I think we'll just leave it there. Very, very challenging. So if you managed even one of those, well done. And well done for sticking with it. If you've been following me through the boxes the whole way, you're amazing. Okay, so from here, we're going to come all the way down onto our tummies, and we're going to take a little cobra. So for our cobra, we're having the forehead on the mat. You can have a little cushion under your forehead if that helps. And then we're taking an arm, both arms out to the side, elbows in line with shoulders, palms facing the floor. We're drawing the core away from the mat, just tucking that tail, not the tailbone, just tucking the pubic bone into the mat a little, anchoring through the tailbone, that's what I was looking for. And then on an exhale, we're thinking about floating that breastbone away from the mat. Inhale back down, exhale, float and engage through the back. So I don't want you to push up into your hands yet. I want you to really feel that. Fundamentally, I feel this in my lower back. It's the lower back muscles that are lifting the upper body. And I'm not actually, if I were to hover my hands, they're not taking any weight at all. Okay, so this first part of the cobra is just about being able to utilize those back muscles to start that movement. So we're not relying on the shoulders, elbows, arms. Okay, so wherever you are, if you want to go into that back extension a little bit further, we're going to exhale, lift, just so that our back is controlling it. Take another breath, On the next exhale, then we can start to push up into the hands. We're still looking down at the mat to give that nice length through the back of the neck. We're anchoring that pubic bone into the mat just to reduce the angle at the lower back. And then we're coming back down. So think about little waves of movement. Exhale lifts you up. Then you can push and extend. Take a breath here. And floating back down. Okay, so we do that again. Lifting on the exhale. Holding for the inhale. Think about nice and relaxed through the shoulders. So make sure you're not taking any tension up in the shoulders there. Slide those shoulder blades back down. And then coming back down to the mat. Lovely. Let's press up off the mat. Come back into a shell stretch. And reach those arms along the mat. Fingertips just walking forwards so you can stretch out through that armpit chest. Give a little bit of traction to the lower back and just breathe here for a moment. Okay, so coming back up to our 4-point kneeling position here, we're going to take hold of the weights or the tin cans and then just come onto our fists here. So we're in our 4-point kneeling position and we're just going to do a little bit of our swimming legs and arms. So we're going to exhale, lengthen opposite arm and leg away. Inhale, return. Exhale, opposite arm and leg away. Inhale, return. Okay, so in this movement we're thinking about trying to keep level across the back of the pelvis. We're trying to think about keeping that length through the spine, so not dipping the spine in order to achieve any height on those arms or legs. So you should feel this in your core as well as through those arms. And obviously you can do this without the weights. Okay, so we're going to take a pause there and we're going to change that direction of movement. So we're going to start with just fire hydrant legs. So keep the leg in that bent position. Just use that core, deepen the connection, and we exhale, lift the leg out, inhale back. So think about a barn door swinging open. All right, let's bring that to the middle again. Try and keep that knee underneath the hip, and we're taking it to the other side. Exhale, open, inhale, close. Exhale, open, inhale, close. Last one. Now we're going to do the same with the arms now. So once you draw back one arm so that you've got elbow at your waist, and we're going to exhale, open, inhale, close. Use that shoulder blade, pull it back as the arm rotates up. We've got 3, 2, 1. Bring the arm back down, take it to the other side. Pull that elbow into your waist. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So what we're doing here is we're going fairly slow. We're trying not to use momentum, so that we're using those weights as some resistance in either direction. So when you're opening that up and when you're taking it back, you're working against the weight. We've got 2 more. We've got 1 more. And coming off those arms. You think they're light. After a while, they really do get into it. Okay, right, well done everybody. We're going to come into our leg pulling prone now, our level 1. So pardon me, we're coming into that same, you can either, up to you, you can either stay on your fists with these weights, or you can just take the weights to the side and come down onto palms. Okay, either is fine. So we're going to take a breath, tuck those toes under. On an exhale, we're hovering, the knees just paper width above the mat, and back down. So exhale, lift, inhale to hold, exhale, back down. 2 more. Try and keep that nice level pelvis. Keep the knees just in a hover, because the more we come up, it changes that movement. We really want to engage that core. Okay, pretty sure we've done the amount that I told you. You all know I'm not very good at counting, so we will stop there. And then we're going to add in our next level. So again, you can either use the weights or not. So we're going to come up into a hover. We're going to pull back and release. Pull back and release. One more. To either side. And floating down. A couple of breaths there, just catch up with yourself. And then we're going to come down onto the mat for a breaststroke prayer. So bringing ourselves back down onto the tummy, forehead on the mat, hands down by your hips, palms facing up. We're going to make those bottoms nice and soft. We're drawing the core away from the mat. And then on an exhale, we're going to draw the shoulder blades together and float the hands. Taking a breath here, and then floating everything back into the mat. So exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower down. Exhale, lift. Inhale to hold. Exhale, float down again. So you want to be feeling this in between the shoulder blades. Think about those shoulders drawing away from your ears, reaching towards your toes, and making sure those bottoms stay nice and soft. So we're making sure we're just working into those back muscles, those muscles around the shoulder blade. One more like that. And then we're going to add the head in as well for our level 2. So we're going to exhale, come through the arm lift, but then float the breastbone as well. Inhale, back down. This one we're not going to hold too long. Exhale, float up. Inhale, float down. Exhale up. Inhale down. So we're keeping our neck long. We're not suddenly looking out in front of us. We're still looking down. We've still got those nice soft bottoms, but our back is having to work a lot harder to do that support movement for the upper body and the head. Now we're going to hold up and just flap those arms behind us for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and float it down. Right, let's push up into our shell stretch again. Allow the back to come out of that slight extension work, reaching the fingertips long, taking some breaths. And then we're going to come onto all fours and take a nice thread the needle to start cooling ourselves down. So inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, find that hole for the needle. You can lay your head and shoulder down if that feels good to get into the twist for the spine. A little more. And here we go again. Inhale to open, exhale to twist through. Let's take that to the other side. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twisting through. I'm coming onto my shoulder and head again because I do like that stretch for the shoulder as much as anything else. Opening up again and down and through. Enjoying that moment of release. And then pushing back onto all fours, taking our cat-cow here, so dropping the tummy, looking out for cow pose. Exhaling to come through, lifting the spine, looking through towards your knees for cat pose. Inhaling for cow, stretching off those tummy muscles, and then rolling through for cat. Finding a neutral spine then, tucking the toes under, lifting the hips, coming through a down dog. So pushing the heels towards the floor there, lengthening through the back of the hamstring into the ankles. You might come up onto the toes as well, stretch through the feet. And then let's tick-tock the hips side to side and just get a lovely stretch underneath those armpits. And then we're going to walk the feet up to meet the hands in forward fold. Just allow yourself to bob in towards your knees. Taking some breaths. And then let's bend the knees, engage the core. Slowly restack the spine. Let the head, neck and shoulders release for as long as you can. Last thing into place is the head and the shoulders. And then we'll come to face forward to take our closing breath. So we're going to breathe in, filling up the lungs, and exhale, release, swinging those arms behind us. Reaching up on the inhale, releasing on the exhale. One more like that. And that's you done. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again soon.